Hello, I'm Sindy. Oh, hello, Poppy.
Hi, Sindy. Just flew by to say hello. Can't start, lots to do.
Oh, OK, Poppy, bye. Well, sorry about that. I'm actually here to tell you all about my first feature-length video, Sindy, the Fairy Princess. It's a magical story full of romance and adventure and really amazing characters. Asbar, the nasty wizard, he's played by the very talented Rick Mail, and he's just downright evil.
Most powerful.
He's kind of incompetent because he has to have magic powers. So he's got this wand that's called Eulibus, who's played by John Nettles.
Doesn't it make you go all warm and fluffy? All warm and fluffy?
The lovely John Nettles suffers somewhat at the hands of Asbar.
If Prince Hugo finds his true love and marries, my plans to take over this kingdom are ruined. Young love, yuck, makes you want to puke.
I knew!
He's also the very gentle voice of Shay the Unicorn.
I'll be watching over you, Sindy.
And the
We
king.
cannot allow Asbar to take over.
The main character, of course, that I play is the Wand, who is not really human and therefore has a voice which is not really human.
It's a voice like that, rather like E.T., but he's certainly not human. And he's a very good and gentle Wand. Ah, young love. Don't shut up, Eulibus, stupid wand.
And would you believe the talented voice of Johnny Bravo, Mark Silk, is my Prince Hugo.
Jump! Now! Before the ice melts! I'll catch you! He ended up being very pure and very good. Originally, man, we're gonna do like that. Like someone really real from the streets. But I still hope to marry for love. Rick's hysterical. John's great to be around. I got to meet Sindy in real life, and what kind of a dream is that?
And of course, not forgetting the most beautiful. That's got to be Kate Debenham-Taylor, who is my voice, and isn't she amazing? She even looks like me. She's just a natural. Well, she has to be to play me.
I'm Kate. I'm playing Sindy, and I also play the fairies.
This is Lily, that's Poppy, and I'm Bluebell.
It's basically a fairy tale story surrounding Sindy doll. I used to have a Sindy doll when I was a little girl, so very dear to my heart. And it's a magical story. Sindy is your typical fairy tale heroine.
And this is our kingdom. Wow! There's Honeysuckle Bridge and Moonflower Meadow, and Snowdrop Spring is where Lily collects her flowers.
Oh, what's that?
That's Asbar's castle.
It's so miserable.
They've got courage.
She's a fantastically talented actress.
Let me go! Whoa! No, I can't.
Yes, you can!
I was asked to write the script for Sindy, which is, I think, a 21st century fairy tale. I wanted to make it a fairy tale, but with a bit of welly. So we've hopefully put some humour in there and tried to develop the character of Sindy into someone who is still traditionally Sindy, but with a bit more kick in her.
It's wonderful. My own fairy den. Thank you.
Basically, Cindy's film is fantastic. I mean, more than fantastic. Of course it's fantastic, I'm in it, but as well as that, it's fantastic. Emma wrote the most brilliant script. And it's, I mean, I was actually reading it thinking, okay, this is for kids. Hang on a minute. Whoa. Oh, hang on. Whoa. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh. This. I mean, you know, it's supposed to be for kids. Well, it is for kids. There's no nasty bits.
It's Asbar! Quick, hide!
And I suppose we'd better give Richard Allport, the art designer and director, a mention, since he has made us all look rather nice.
We initially start working up a lot of designs where we try different sizes and shapes and padding, keeping it sort of medieval looking. Also at the same time we have to consider voice talent, and it really helped working with Kate because she brought a lot of the audio kind of personality side to Sindy that helped us sort of lock down the overall look for the character.
It's one of the first animation productions that I'm proud to say was cast by who has the best hair for the job.
Once the script was finally approved, the next stage from a direction point of view was to break all of the script down into the relevant length shots. And the way we do that is storyboarding, and in essence what that is a drawn representation of each shot. So this is one board of about 20, this is board 11, so we're about halfway through the film. And what's important about this stage is that we compose the shot correctly. The camera angles have got to flow shot after shot, and we've got to frame the shot correctly. It enabled us to start thinking about some of the dynamic sequences in the piece. So there's one stage here along the top where Sindy gets tricked by the wizard and gets trapped in an ice castle, and the thing's erupted out of the ground, and then that follows on later on another one of the boards where Asbar has appeared in the room that she's trapped in, and they're having a head-to-head, and it's a real battle of wills where Sindy's really asserting herself. But again, it allowed us to really think carefully about how we were going to frame these shots. There's one stage where he casts a spell and all ice shards grow into the room, and she's sort of trapped between all the spikes. But this whole thing is an essential part of the process, really, because it saves a lot of time later on from an animation point of view if we've thought of all the possible pitfalls at this stage. It's only really when you lay the storyboards out end to end and take a step back you can see exactly how complicated the project is going to be. Next stage on, after all the storyboarding's been completed, is we scan each shot in separately, and those still images are then timed for the duration of however long that particular shot lasts. But when that's all cut together with an audio track, we end up with what's called an animatic, which is a very rough still picture version of the finished thing. And from that we can get ideas of timing and pacing and length of shot, and so we can kind of nip and tuck the entire thing to get it as tight as possible, and we then literally shot for shot build up the finished film.
I think one of the challenges we had was taking Sindy from a doll and putting her on the screen and making her into an interesting character. For example, when she was confronted by the wizard, we wanted her to, not be mean, but she had to stick up for herself and stick up for her rights. She knows what's right and wrong, and she has to portray that in the film.
You'd have to be brave and have courage, and you have neither. You're just a coward.
But that was a challenge in itself, and keeping her in character, keeping the right balance between the old Sindy as we know her traditionally through the last few decades, and also bringing her into today's young audience.
The animation is just so brilliant because we can do whatever we like. I can grab him and strangle him and make him suffer.
If Prince Hugo finds his true love and marries, my plans to take over this kingdom are ruined.
I do things I don't really want to do in the character of Ulybus, the one creature.
We've got to shut up, you useless piece of metal. I am your master. Do as I say. Bring Sindy here and lock her away.
But, of course, he earns his redemption towards the end and turns into a rather, well, what he was all along, really, a rather lovely, delightful character. Certainly the star of the show.
Not Sindy. Not again.
We start right at the beginning with storylining it and developing the characters, and then obviously I shut myself away for a few weeks and work closely with the director to develop the script. But coming in today and first of all seeing the actors come alive with your own words is great.
You have to come with me, Sindy. It's not safe here.
Oh, it is soft.
Kate did Sindy and the three fairies, and was absolutely brilliant. She could shuffle between the two and the three, and at one stage the fairies even we tried different dialects and that sort of thing to boost the personalities. Rick was an obvious choice for the wizard.
I can do this. I'm good at baddies, okay? Anyone watching in America, I can do acting.
John Nettles was brilliant as the king and Shay, and he also played Ulybus the Wand.
Yuck! Makes you want to puke.
You, my dear, stand in the way of him taking over the kingdom. I was thinking of unicorns being very gentle, lovely creatures, beautiful creatures, poetic creatures. And so he has a lovely, velvety voice, and never very hurries, and is very instrumental in saving the heroine and heroes.
And then finally, Mark was perfect for Prince Hugo. He got that kind of match to Cindy's kind of generic hero-heroine kind of voice.
We thought we could do him like a market boy. Like sort of, oh, Cindy, darling, you're going to love this fresh fruit and veg. Oh, it's spectacular stuff, cheap enough to throw the cat and make the baby laugh.
Trust us, Cindy. What do you... We've got magic at our fingertips and threads made of gold. A fairy sense of fashion is the best, so we're told. Bluebell, Poppy, and Lily are at hand. And when we finally finish, you'll be the best.
It was a completely brilliant piece of casting because she embodies everything that you would like Cindy to do. If Cindy were real and she were musical, how would you like her to sing? What voices would you imagine? What kind of tone would she have to embody? The line between what is a script and what is a song is often blurred in this film, and I really like that there isn't that sort of, right, now we're going to sing, now we're going to talk. It's very organic in the sense that it moves freely from one to the other. So the songs become a natural extension of the score.
I'm not the world's greatest singer. I have had a #1 single with Cliff, all right? So, but I can't sing.
I, Asbar, will rule this land. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. If all goes well.
As a score composer, you're trying to limit your options by saying, okay, it's a fairy tale, so already your mind is thinking of a certain type of sound. You're thinking it's an orchestral, it's a film, so it has to have quite an epic, broad sound. You have the good guy theme, you have the bad guy theme, you have the Cindy theme for herself. And it's nice to have very open spaces and chords, so the chord sequences we're using are very open chords like this, movements to here. So they immediately suggest a kind of a pastoral feel. And I wanted the love song to be a waltz. I wanted it to be very graceful. So it's in 3/4 timing. So we have this
Never seen such a magical land full of fairies and mystery. What a wondrous place, what a charming prince, and there's so much more to...
It's not your regular cartoon look. It's really is very three-dimensional. But I love all this stuff anyway. I mean, if I wasn't involved in this, I'd want to buy them. I'd be buying the DVD and actually want the tour of the place. That's the good thing about this. Once you've finished doing the recording, you get to see behind the scenes. It's a blast.
To create the finished Cindy project was quite a huge team effort, really. We've got 2D designers, storyboard artists, background artists, people that can do textures, skin and hair and all that sort of thing. Then we've got the 3D team who will do the computer build and rig the characters for animation, put bones in the characters so they can move and flex. We've got a post-production department that I'm working with as well, where we're putting the final edit and the audio dub together. And we all work permanently backwards and forwards with each other, refining and finessing the shots and the sound so it all sits together, so hopefully we get the best final result for the finished film.
It's Cindy's movie. It's not Rick Mayall's movie. It is Cindy's movie. She's the star. I think I'm probably on the credits. I'd be about second. Say Cindy, Rick Mayall, and some other non-entities like Bergerac.
Well, I won't spoil it for you, and they told me to keep it short. Mustache, I need to get back to the shoot. Was that okay?
Pathetic! Who told her she could act? You should let me present it. I'm the star of the show. Cindy, fairy princess. Rubbish! Ugh, I don't know why I'm bothered in the movie business.